Welcome to Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP Fighting Maroons. This is also known as State of the UAAP. Just me again, solo episode here. Fim Moran, batch 2010 from UP Los Baños. Let's talk about two incredible games today. The third game day of UAP Season 87. Salle versus Adamson and Ateneo versus UST. I want to talk about UST Ateneo first. Okay, first of all, final score was 74-64 in favor of the UST Growling Tigers. For the LaSalle game, final score was 82-52 in favor of the De La Salle Green Archers. Okay, so let's talk about that later and talk about Ateneo UST first. First of all, shout out to Jello Crisostomo, Mo Tongkara for setting career highs with 16 points each. Mo Tongkara finishing with a double-double, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Jello Crisostomo, if I'm not mistaken, it's his second season playing in the UAAP. He was one of the main guys contributing for UST tonight. As Jet Manuel said on the broadcast, he just simply did what he had to do. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just hard nosed role playing, and it was really effective for UST. So again, as we reiterated in the preseason, UST has that killer instinct now. Something we haven't seen from them the past two seasons, and it's really nice to see. So, the story of the game was pretty much halftime. Teams were uh, the score was close. UST had outscored Ateneo 18-11 after the third quarter, with UST only leading by 3, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the third. And pagdating ng fourth quarter, it was just a strong run they made to finish out the game, hence giving them the win. This their second win actually for UAP season 87. So something that probably last time they saw this was season 82, and not sure when Ateneo finished with an 0-2 record, if ever there was a season that they started with 0-2. Um, so ito yung reason kung bakit kina-count out yung Ateneo in the Final Four. But considering talking about these two teams, they have still the potential to get to the Final Four. But I would consider them not a twice to beat um contender. So if ever mag-Final Four sila, probably 3 or 4, maybe even 4. I would say na they could go highest the fourth spot considering these two teams. However, if UST continues to play like this against the big teams, they could surprise everyone. So, and so far it's working. And all because of, as I mentioned as well on our preseason episodes, that is how much of an impact a Fortsky Padrigao brings to a team. Not only this USC team, we also felt that impact from him during his Ateneo days. And now, for UST, it's just really simply working for them. It's been something that's been missing from them since season 82. A steady floor general, a good imposing center with Dongkara, and a steady backup point guard as well with Kyle Palanada. So hindi sila yung 40 minutes na Nick Cabanyero this season. Um, it's a balanced, steady attack so far on their first two games. So again, we'll see how they will perform kapag yung mga UP, yung mga Lasal na yung kalaban nila. But I won't be surprised now if ever those games get to be close. Yung mga FEU, Lasal, UP, yan. Posibleng uh, now seeing their performance at least two games in, they could pull off some upsets this season. Kaya if they stay healthy, if maging consistent si Tongkara down low both on offense and defense, if Padrigal continues to make his teammates better, sobrang sobrang maganda yung magiging effect nito for the UST team. Okay? And again, no, hindi mo pala again. Siguro the first time in what? Season 84? 85? Probably the first time Nick Cabanyero was not the top scorer for UST. Nick Cabanyero finished with 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, with 1 turnover and 2 steals. So, di ba? Getting that full load off of a Nick Cabanyero and making him effective in different aspects of the game just does wonders for this UST team. And by the looks of it, he's not in terms of his body language. Parang hindi siya na-frustrate na naging ganito yung role niya. Parang natuwa pa rin siya. I mean, kumbaga, by the way I see it, it's still the wins that matter to him. And that's the right approach. Not the individual stats. Okay, the past few seasons he's the top scorer, ganyan ganyan. But then again, you don't get the wins. But now this season it's way different. Kaya I'm pretty sure the fans at UST are feeling happy with the performance so far of their team, the Growling Tigers. Up next, Mark Lemit, one big prospect from their juniors ranks, finishing with 10 points, a steady 10 points at that. They got 4 players in double digits. That's Tungkara, Crisostomo, Cabanyero, and Lemit leading the scoring for them. And here we go with Apadrigao finishing with 6 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. 9 assists. That is the impact of what Padrigao brings to the team. I mean, siguro hindi na nga din naman to surprise for us. It's more than expected, I guess, from him, knowing how he plays ever since high school. Kaya it just goes to show na he could be, by his play style, he could be effective in any team that he plays for. So yeah, that's Padrigao for you guys. And from there, haven't really seen much from the rookies of UST aside from Tungkara. Sila Asido, Lane, Estacio. These were some guys na we saw. Even si Robinson, we saw nung preseason. But now we're 2 games into the season, parang they're still, siguro tinatago pa ni Coach Pido itong mga players na to. That's why they haven't really played more than 10 minutes. Haven't really reached 10 minutes played. So, don't be surprised kapag siguro mga second round, ganyan, saka lang sila pakawalan ni Coach Pido. And again, provide surprises as well for other teams. So, siguro these are guys na Coach Pido is holding and he'll probably release them at the right time because these guys aren't so recruits. They could provide impact right away. Okay. And Manaytay as well, Christian Manaytay giving in some quality minutes here. He's now a role player. Well, role player naman siya ever since, I think. But so far he's also been effective despite not giving his usual numbers the past two seasons. But then again, look where they are now, 2-0 early on in season 87. Yes, so that is UST. In terms of their team stats, 22 assists, only 7 turnovers as a team. That, my friends, is one amazing stat to have as a team after playing 40 minutes of college basketball. They made 76% of their free throws, 13 out of 17. Another aspect of the game that is simple and effective. So, 'di ba? They made 13 out of 17 free throws. Those 13 free throws probably could have separated them from Ateneo. So, yeah, overall, again, a good performance from UST. Talking about Ateneo now, no Chris Kun for this game. So, that's one more uh, veteran. That's one more player off of your core rotation. And probably it did hurt them this game. Um, because their leading scorer was Lazaro. Again, someone I mentioned preseason that has to step up in order for these Blue Eagles to take it to another level. So he finished with 18 points, probably his career high as well. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. So a little bit of everything for Joshua Lazaro here. And finally, Tuano. Naka 13 points siya, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. So again, siguro kaya nga ganun kalaki yung kaya siguro ganun kalaki yung tiwala ni Coach Tab kay Tuano because he's capable of producing these types of numbers. Coming off of that, I would say off night against UP. And now at least we got to see some of his scoring prowess on this game. Um Porter stepping up as well with 10 points, 9 rebounds. Yeah. The usual, I would say, usual numbers for him. Um Similar to how he was in college. So yeah, that missing Kiskun was probably a big help for the team to produce numbers despite having some missing players on their roster on this game. So still spilling over from the preseason, seeing that Ateneo is still having trouble getting their wins. So it's gonna be still a tough transition for these Blue Eagles coming from key departures of their key players from last season. Sila Balungay, sila Gomez, sila Brown, of course Amos. So yeah, we don't know if kung gaano katagal pa maglalaro ng ganito yung Ateneo. But what's clear is the other players need to step up for them. Uh, Given na nga na pilay sila from the departures, all the more it's either Jared Bahay goes into God mode for them to reach the playoffs or each and everyone has to improve dramatically for this team to make it to the next level. with Tab Baldwin at the helm, it is very possible. But they're gonna have to bring in their best effort each and every game, each and every practice in order for them to make it. It's possible. It's very, very doable, but they really have to step up individually and as a team. Then again, seeing some bright spots here for Ateneo. Waki Espina, my guy from Zubel, surprisingly only had 9 minutes today, finishing with a just 2 points. Just 2 points for Waki Espina. Quite maybe siguro nga kasi si Tuano was also playing well. Um, but for me, seeing since the first game na he's not shy to shoot. So probably given the green light from Coach Tab, he has a super green light to shoot. I would make him uh, play longer and get his shots more and get his rhythm going because he is also capable of shooting the lights out. So yeah, Balogun only 8 minutes here. So now I don't really know what's the game plan for a Balogun for the Blue Eagles. But if he steps up, he is a really big help for the team. He would be a really big help for. So I guess that's one thing they're missing as well. His defensive press, he has the potential to be a threat defensively for the team in the paint, of course. But so far, I don't know. I don't think we're seeing that. Uh, so we have Kyle Ong playing most of the center position with Porter as well, and Bongo. Those are pretty much their frontline guys. So I would say still undersized compared to the FSAs of the other teams and the bigger guys of the other teams. So yeah, Espinosa was so 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. 1 assist for a point guard. Quite uh needs improvement. Okay. Jared Bahay playing 26 minutes, starting for Ateneo this game, was 1 of 9 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3 point land. Only finishing with 3 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 turnovers. Um, so that's pretty much below par numbers from a Jared Bahay. Going 1 of 9 from the field is, and yung mga looks sa kanina, meron namang mga open eh. So those are shots na he has to make in order for this team to get wins. Simply as that. Doon muna tayo tumingin for Ateneo. In order for them to get wins, they have to do the dirty work and they have to make their shots. I would say, and at some instances during the UP game, they were really playing good team defense, wherein uh, there were possessions ng UP na they were able to read other the players, the play itself during offense of UP. So they have the potential to do that. The problem is, can they do that for a full game, a full 40-minute game? Given their talent pool right now, again, as mentioned earlier, it has to be a super effort for each and every one of them to get wins. And it's very possible. They just really have to put in the effort. Yeah, so that's Ateneo. So let's see what happens. But the problem is now for Ateneo, their next opponent will be LaSalle on Sunday. Our first taste of LaSalle Ateneo action for UAP Season 87. So it's either they come up with a surprise or they go 0-3, digging themselves into a deeper hole early on in the season. So let's see if Chris Kungo comes back play and let's see if Lazaro becomes consistent. Let's see if Jared Bahay steps up even more because these are the guys that they need to look out for in order to get wins. Wins muna tayo tumingin for Ateneo. For UST naman, uh, not really sure but so far so good. If let's see how they play this weekend and yeah, again, hindi pa ina-unleash yung mga iba nilang rookies and don't be surprised once they come in and produce those numbers because they're really capable of doing so. Okay, so that's UST Ateneo for you guys. 10-point win by UST over this gritty Ateneo side. Now we talk about the other game for UAP Wednesday. LaSalle and Adamson, again, a steady performance from Kevin Kiambao, finishing with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Again, doing everything for LaSalle. Uh, Playing 25 minutes. He is the he has the most minutes for this game as usual. Together with Henry Gonane. Sila lang yung dalawang player na naglaro more than 20 minutes. All the other players played 15 minutes or less, mostly. Bihira, you only have Ramiro playing 17 minutes, Abadam playing 17 minutes, Phillips with 16 minutes pa nga. Yeah. And the rest, typical balanced attack from LaSalle here. The other top scorer is Doy Dungo with 15 points, 5 3-pointers for him. He only played 15 minutes, but instant deadly offense from this guy downtown. Also, for me, I would attribute that to Adamson's defense or lack thereof for this game, giving Dungo those looks from downtown, hence giving him 15 points to end the game. Yeah. Um, well, story of the game was that right off the get-go, right off the start, right off the tip off, LaSalle went off already and dominated the game. Nothing really to talk about. They just dominated the game from the start. Reached a point na the score was 20-6 early in the first, and that was just too much of a deep hole. Actually, that was the end of the first quarter, 20-6. Digging Adamson too deep of hole to get out of in this game. They also their biggest lead was 30, which is the final score. Um, Fast break points for LaSalle was 12 compared to Adamson's 2. Adamson had 17 turnovers, while actually LaSalle had 19. So, if we're gonna talk about the quarter scoring, again, first quarter 20-6 in favor of LaSalle. Second quarter, they gave out 21 points to Adamson. Buti na lang they scored 24. Kaya nabawi kahit pa paano. And I would say, dito pumasok yung mga turnovers nila. Giving more possessions to Adamson for them to score. Now, third quarter, fourth quarter, 21 points and 17 points for LaSalle each. And actually, it's not Wala nang kailangang pag-usapan dun. Adamson wasn't able to make their stops. Adamson was not able to dictate the game. It was a total perfect game from the Green Archers. Aside from their turnovers. So they could have, it's ironic to say, but ideally, if you are in this type of game, yung call ng coaches to keep them motivated would most usually be um the quarter scoring per well, the points allowed per quarter. So ideally you wouldn't want to give up 20 points to the opposing team. If you would be strict as a coach, baka nga 15 points pa ang i-ano mo, ang ipag-goal mo sa team mo. But yeah, so far so good. If I were the coach, I'd still be happy. Yung second quarter lang naman yung medyo lumampas sila, allowing 21 points to Adamson on that quarter. But yeah, nothing really to complain about for this game for LaSalle. Siguro it would be them na lang. Kasi yun nga siguro, yung turnovers lang. But still, that's a forgivable number. The average for a college team. Going through the stats, again, KQ, 21 points. Dungo, 15. After KQ and Dungo, it was Henry Agunane finishing with 11 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. So, a comeback performance in a way for Agunane, coming up with subpar numbers on their first game versus NU. I guess a great way to bounce back for him. Makalalag also with 9. Marasigan with 8. Guliana with 7. Ramiro with 3 points. Rubico, 3. Abadam with 2. Joshua David with 0. Mike Phillips with no scoring as well. Mike Phillips scored shot 0 of 7 from the field. Yeah. And yeah, code of Alian and Ethan Alian finally getting some minutes off the bench. And I think most or all players for LaSalle played on this game. Konov playing 10 minutes with no points. That's quite weird to see. I think we're aware that he has a scoring capability, but that is yet to be seen for him on this season. But the biggest plus minus here is Joshua David with the plus 27 for the team. Yeah, if you look at the stat sheet, wala eh. Parang relaxed win. Well, you can mukha lang relaxed yan. But then at LaSalle um dictated the offense the game with their defense pretty much this whole game. Kaya they were giving a hard time to Adamson. And look at this. The stats speak for itself. Yung mga top scorer ng Adamson ng first game nila, sila Mantua, sila Yero, sila Erolon, were now missing in action on this game, attributing that to LaSalle's defense. For me, personally, observing the game. So they gave out the only dude going double digits for Adamson is Cedric Manzano with 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Next up is Monty Montebon already with 7 points. Then Anabo with 7. Joshua Yero with 6. Again, as I mentioned, Joshua Yero has to step up offensively in order for this team to lead this team to the playoffs. Erolon with 3. Mantua with 2. And yeah, Eli Ramos also not scoring. So again, as I mentioned preseason, Manzano, Yero, Even Montebon has to be in a different level if they want to beat the big teams. Again, it's easier said than done. They are college players. They are prone to make mistakes. These are not the pros. But yun talaga eh. Yun talaga yung kailangan lang gawin for them to make the playoffs and get the wins as well. We saw them uh, nung opening weekend provide a good effort over that FU side that they upset. But today it was just flat for Adamson. They came out parang probably they were high from their win no weekend and they weren't really focused, I would say. Hindi naman siguro. Kumbaga, it's just that Lasal wanted it more today. And it showed. Or, talagang malakas lang sila. Pero hindi eh. In terms of effort, in terms of defense, they showed the effort. They showed the positive killer instinct. And parang Adamson was just trying to hang in there the whole game. Parang nagulat sila nung simula and wala na silang magawa. Masyado nang malaki lamang. They couldn't make their shots. They couldn't make stops on defense. And yeah, hence the 30-point lead at the end of the game. So it goes to show na if they want to beat if the teams after UP and LaSalle do not perform a close to a perfect game, if they go up against these teams, this is what's gonna happen. At yun yung if yun yung pinaka-observation ko. If walang mag-step up from unlike a UST, well, pwede pa rin. But then, in order for the lower teams to beat yung mga established systems, at least for this season, which is, I'm talking about UP and LaSalle, kailangan perfect yung laro nila. And it all starts on defense. It has to start on defense. Hindi pwedeng puro offense ang isipin nila. They have to make stops. They have to disrupt the offense of their opponent, of the top teams. And that's gonna be the main ingredient kung paano sila makakasilat against UP and Lasal. Pwede rin namang sobrang malas ng UP and Lasal during those games, but the probability of that happening is quite low, knowing the the caliber of the players ng teams na to and the coaching as well. So yun lang naman, pretty much exciting games. Kahit pa paano we're getting to know more of the profile of each and every team in this season. And yeah, LaSalle showing no rust from their game no Sunday, winning in a dominant fashion. UST picking up from their momentous win no opening weekend. So yeah, head on. Let's see on Saturday and Sunday who gets to keep their momentum going, who could possibly recover from a slump. And yeah, again, an even more exciting coming games for this season for all of us. Okay, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. I've noticed na we have new subscribers, so thank you guys. You guys are really awesome. Thank you for supporting this podcast. To those who haven't been familiar with Maroon Talk, itong podcast na to was originally made for the UP Fighting Maroons, but now I'm trying to expand and talk about the other teams as well. Kasi Siyempre, hindi lang naman UP fans yung nanonood sa UAP. And if you want, I appreciate the comments nga pala nung mga nagko-comment sa atin the past few episodes. And it's nice to see your thoughts, your suggestions as well for this podcast. And yeah, pretty much similar naman yung mga takes natin as fans to the teams 3 games in UAP Season 87. So yeah, just keep on coming. Yung mga comments nyo, really, nababasa ko yung lahat. So I really appreciate the effort. Um, and I noticed nga na parang yung most of our hati yung watchers natin, half are really subscribed. Yung matagal na nag-subscribe. So thank you sa mga yun. And we have also 50% who are not subscribers. So please do subscribe to Femoran. We'll try to provide an episode as well for each game day. If not, kung weekend siguro, isa lang for the weekend games, but I'll try to squeeze that in. Medyo mahirap din pala kung 4 na game ang pag-uusapan. But yeah, let me know what you guys think on the comments below. And again, please do subscribe. Good win for UST. Also a good win for LaSalle. Lots of work to be done for Ateneo and Adamson. But I'm pretty sure they can bounce back as well. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po. Again, this has been Maroon Talk. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.